morning, everybody. Welcome to the third in 30 videos to answer 30 questions of yours about live events, whether it's in-person, virtual events, or hybrid events. If you want to get your question answered, you can head on over to askblueanything.com. Today's question is from Jason. And Jason asked, our live stream company serves conscious and progressive thought leaders and organizations in nonprofit, education, activism, social justice, spirituality. My question is, what can I do to position us as the live stream / virtual event specialist for this community and domain? I actually think you may be asking the wrong question. So I'm gonna answer this a little bit differently than perhaps you may be expecting. Right, there's a lot of ways to position yourself as an expert. And there are far better people than me to share that with you on. So the part of that question that I'm going to look at is the part that you're not actually talking to. And here's the thing, those two things are very, very different. Let me explain. A live stream is very much a one-way broadcast, right? You stand on stage or you stand in front of a camera and you go out. Right? And there's no feedback coming back in. This is pretty much a one-way broadcast. You guys are watching this on YouTube most likely, or maybe you're watching it on one of the other platforms, but we're not going back and forth, right? You're not asking me questions live in real time. I'm not answering them live in real time. You're going to askblueanything.com, and that's how you're submitting your questions. And that's very much like a live stream. And I recognize that the difference between pre-recorded videos and live stream from a technical perspective is very different. But from a user experience perspective, from a person actually interacting with or watching those videos, they're very much the same outside of saying it's live. Last night, the Colorado Avalanche lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning to, I guess, extend the series, the Stanley Cup final, to 6 games. Now, I could have watched that live last night while it was happening, or, you know, I could go back to my house right now and fire it up on YouTube TV and watch the recorded version. Now, it's a recorded version, and I happen to know the result, but if I didn't know the result, what would be the difference? Nothing. Now, when it comes to virtual events, we see virtual events as something very, very different. Virtual events are an interactive, ideally immersive experience. And with that interactive, immersive experience comes a certain level of back and forth, right? A certain level of interactivity between the host and the audience. And depending on what platform you choose, that interactivity varies. My wife, Barry, and I run a small company called Sage Event Management. We run another company called Obvio. Both of those companies are heavily involved in virtual events, and both of them leverage Zoom as the video delivery mechanism. So when I get up on stage and I have an audience of about 1,000 people, say as an example, I can see and hear all of my audience members whenever I want to, which is really, really important, right? It's what makes a massive difference between connection and community when you're dealing with a virtual event. So the thing I want to say to you, Jason, you don't want to position yourself as the expert for live stream and virtual events. You want to position yourself as the expert for live stream or virtual events. They're not the same thing, and you don't want to call them the same thing. You're actually doing a disservice to yourself, your community, and your community's audience by doing that. There are two very different mechanisms. And as a result, focusing on both of them kind of broadens your scope, yes, but from a marketing perspective, from a sales and marketing perspective, you want to narrow your scope as much as possible. And you know, a person much smarter than me once says, when you speak to everybody, you speak to nobody, right? So in your marketing for your virtual event company, and it sounds awesome, by the way, which can you choose to speak to? Can you choose to speak to somebody who's looking to create a live stream broadcast? Or can you speak to somebody who's looking to create a virtual interactive event experience? Two very, very, very different things. And I know they sound the same, right? They're both live video. But the key differentiator, once again, is the ability for me as the host to see and hear my audience, and the ability for our audience members to actually be able to see and hear each other. I know that I didn't really answer the question, but hopefully it gives you a little bit of an idea from a marketing perspective. Oh, you know what? I need to narrow my focus just a little bit more. I'm going a little too broad, and focus your marketing language on a specific type of company looking to do a specific thing. I think doing that, you'll see a lot more success in your marketing, and people that you want to resonate with you will. So hopefully you found that information useful. If you did, head on over to askblueanything.com to get your questions answered. And over the course of this 30 in 30 series, I'm going to be answering one question every single day. Today is day number 3. Yes, sir, day number 3. And that means tomorrow is going to be day number 4. Will it be your question or somebody else's? We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.